Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, fight fans, next up on the card, we've got Abdul Judo Thunder Razak Alhassan taking on Cesar Almeida in what promises to be either a chaotic first round or a 3-round staring contest. Let's break this one down and see what's up. Abdul Judo Thunder Razak Alhassan Abdul comes into this fight as the plus 245 underdog with a record of 12-6. And let me tell you, if you're fighting this man, you might want to clear your schedule for the second round, because chances are you won't need it. All 12 of Abdul's wins have come by knockout. 11 of them were in the first round and the other one just barely into the second. This man doesn't just bring thunder, he brings a whole storm with him when the fight starts. Abdul's game plan is simple. Walk forward, back you into a corner, and then throw punches and kicks so hard, you'd think he's trying to win a lawsuit against your insurance company. His strikes are powerful, his pace is relentless, and his nickname fits him perfectly except for the judo part. I can't remember the last time he actually used judo in a fight, but hey, branding is branding. The downside? Abdul's power comes with an expiration date. If he doesn't get the finish early, he tends to slow down. 5 of his 6 losses came after the first round, with 4 of them being decisions. His cardio isn't terrible, but it's like a gas station sandwich. It looks fine early on, but you wouldn't trust it to hold up for too long. Also, let's not forget this guy has a chin. He's only been knocked out once, so even if he's tired, you're probably not putting him away easily, but history has shown that when Abdul's opponents survive the first round, they usually take over. Cesar Almeida. Now let's talk about Cesar, who comes in as the minus 310 favorite with a record of 6-1. Cesar is a decorated kickboxer with all the skills you'd expect from a guy who probably spends more time sparring than some of us do sleeping. This man is sharp, calculated, and doesn't waste energy. Every move he makes has a purpose, which is great, unless you're hoping for an action-packed brawl. Watching Cesar fight can sometimes feel like watching a chess match. Technically impressive, but not exactly what you'd call exciting, until he puts his opponents to sleep. And while his technique is world-class, let's be honest, the level of competition he's faced so far hasn't exactly been stellar. In his early MMA career, Cesar fought 3 times and 2 of his opponents were 0-0. The third, a guy with a record of 5-28. That's not a typo, this guy had 28 losses. It's like Cesar was padding his record with opponents who showed up for the paycheck and a free t-shirt. Then there's his UFC resume. He went 3 rounds with Ihor Potieria, who was 2-5 in the UFC and had already been knocked out 3 times before that fight. Then he beat Dylan Budka, who's 0-2 in the UFC. Finally, he fought Roman Kopylov and learned the hard way that MMA is a little different from kickboxing. Roman edged him out in a split decision, proving that Cesar is dangerous but not unbeatable. Don't get me wrong, Cesar is talented and his kickboxing is elite. But let's not act like he's been in there with the upper echelon of MMA talent just yet. So, who wins? This fight really boils down to timing. If Abdul can land a bomb in the first round, it's lights out. But if Cesar can weather the early storm, his technique, patience, and cardio should take over. Abdul is a fast starter, but Cesar is calculated and durable, so it's going to be a battle of whether Cesar can survive the chaos and drag this fight into deeper waters. History tells us that Abdul fades as the fight goes on, and Cesar seems like the kind of guy who can capitalize on that. Official pick. I'm taking Cesar Almeida in this one. Look, I don't love it, and I'll admit Abdul winning by first-round knockout is very possible. But based on Abdul's track record, if he doesn't get the finish early, it's hard to trust him to win a decision against someone as technically sound as Cesar. I see Cesar weathering the early storm, staying calm under pressure, and slowly picking Abdul apart as the fight goes on. He's too calculated to get caught up in a wild brawl, and that's exactly what Abdul needs to succeed. That being said, I wouldn't blame you for sprinkling a little something on Abdul by KO, because let's be real, if he wins, that's probably how it's happening. Either way, buckle up for a wild first round because someone's either going to sleep or getting seriously tested. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.